Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Destiny episode 11. Um, in the last episode, you saw that I was level 16, and as you could tell, I am now level 18. I went ahead and did some off-screen bounties and stuff to get the couple of levels, and that way we can continue on with the next 3 missions, so we won't have any problems. I don't know if I'm going to clump up all 3 missions into one episode or if I'm just going to do 2 side missions first, then the final mission for the main game um, later on in a different episode. But for right now, the plan is to do all 3. I'll see how much time I have left or just in the episode because it takes a long time for me to upload videos to YouTube. So I'm trying to keep it in a certain amount of time so that way I can upload them on a fairly quick basis, and that way I can keep providing content with you guys. And without further ado, just to go over a little bit of things that have changed besides the level, I did get my Sahara AR3 maxed out, so it's at full level. Same thing with my sniper rifle. And the machine gun that I picked up last episode, I can now use since I'm level 18, but I did get my rocket launcher maxed out when I got done leveling out. So if I need to switch to that, I can switch to it, and it won't be, I guess you'd say, a hindrance. I got my helmet maxed out. I can't remember if I had that maxed out last episode or not, but that's maxed out now. The gloves are maxed out. This is just about maxed out. I need more Hardonic essences, so that means I need to pick up some more Warlock armor. As well as the boots. I need to pick up some more Hardonic essences. And this is just a band. It doesn't do anything. But alright, that's it for the updates here. And what we have here is 3 more missions. We have these 2 side missions here. A Rising Tide, the Buried City, or Buried City, whichever you want to call it, and then the Black Garden. The Black Garden can take a long time, so that's the reason why I'm talking about the time crunch here. I might just make that a whole episode just by itself. But as of right now, we are for sure doing these 2 right here. And the one that we're actually going to do first is the Rising Tide. On level 20, no, not gonna go with that. Let's launch and kill some Vex.
The Vex are taking control of the surface to protect the Black Garden. Mars could soon be worse than Venus. We've got to find out where they're coming from. We need to track down a conflux, like we saw on Venus. There's reports of one not too far from here.
Well, let's go get it. So something I would like to discuss. I know this is about a week or 2 old,
Once we
but
find out where the Vex are coming from, cut them off, or it's only a matter of time before Mars becomes one of their machines.
I know it's a week or 2 old, but one thing I want to discuss, and anybody that knows me in real life, I am a huge Final Fantasy fan, especially Final Fantasy VII. That was the game that basically made my childhood. And the thing I want to discuss is Sony and Square Enix's decision to bring a Final Fantasy game to PlayStation 4, but it's not an actual like HD remake or anything like we've been begging for. They're giving us the computer port that they just recently released on Steam. And not only that, Steam, I think, is selling it, if I remember correctly, for $12. They want to sell it to PlayStation 4 users for $12. I don't know about you, but that is some bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
This is part of an even bigger surge, coming from below the buried city. We better check it out.
And the reason why it's bullshit is I'm just gonna name off like three, maybe four things. The first thing, the presentation. When they had the Sony representative out there, I forget what his name, I think it was Iwata or something. He came out, and the way that he presented it was like, oh my god, we're finally get the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then the trailer plays. And if you haven't seen the video, just type in Final Fantasy VII PS4 reveal trailer or something like that. And you will see, I mean, people were elated. They were happy. You know, this is like the best thing ever that can happen to PlayStation, especially for a 20th anniversary of Sony PlayStation. And then they see the trailer and they realize that we're just getting the computer port, which barely has any upgrades done to it. It's just very minor tweaks to update the graphics. That's it. It's the same game. That is bullshit. That was pretty much false advertisements right there. I mean, when I was watching the video, I got excited. I was like, oh my god, we're finally getting a remake. Fucking right. And then I saw that it was the same exact game. I don't know about you, but that shit, no. I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. That was complete bullshit on their part. And the Sony representative, he realized he fucked up, because you saw his face change. He knew they fucked up.
It can be dark in here for a while. Just aim for any red eye you see.
So I hope that, just based off the reaction and all the memes that are being made now about the Final Fantasy VII revealed trailer, is a wake-up call enough for them to realize that this is not what we want. Yes, Final Fantasy VII is a great game, but we want you to put your time and money into making it, I guess you'd say, current. I'm not saying that's not relevant, because still 17 years ago it got released, and people are still talking about it as if it's new today. And you pulled this shit. You slapped every single Final Fantasy VII fan in the face. Every single one of them. Now, on to my second point, and which pisses me off. The price. Why is it that it's cheaper on Steam, which is a computer-based store, than it is on your own PlayStation? And plus, you can get the original version, which has, well, slightly dated graphics compared to your computer port, for like $10. Why do you need to do $6 for a slight tweak on PlayStation 4, but $4 versus the Steam version? It's not like our PlayStation 4s cannot handle the computer version because, well, you didn't really do shit with the computer version. What the hell are you thinking? This price point makes no goddamn sense. Not one whatsoever. You need to get your shit together, quite literally. And a third point, and it's one that had been made a long time ago, but I feel that this needs to be brought up. You motherfuckers over at Square Enix are blackmailing us. And if people want to know what the hell I'm talking about, it's exactly this. In an interview, the Square Enix president, I believe it was in a board meeting. And someone asked, you know, the fans are begging for a Final Fantasy VII remake. Do you have any plans to do that and give them what they want? And he said, we will not be doing a Final Fantasy VII remake until we have a game that surpasses Final Fantasy VII in every way. Basically what they're saying is that if you want a Final Fantasy VII game, buy one of our other Final Fantasy games, make it sell a lot more than Final Fantasy VII, otherwise you're not getting your remake. That's fucking blackmail. It really is. We now have, well, I guess a couple of these are technicalities, because all they really did was update the graphics. But they have spent time on Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then they just did a recent HD remake of 10. Not only that, they're now doing an HD remake of Final Fantasy Type 0. You're telling me that those games are more worthy of a remake than Final Fantasy VII. And it's complete crap. It really is. I understand Square Enix wants to make a game that's greater than Final Fantasy VII because it's like a pride issue. They don't want to admit that their best was in 1997 with Final Fantasy VII, when you took a journey with Cloud Strife, Tifa, Barrett, all going to get Sephiroth. Yes, I know there's other characters before anybody mentions that, but those are like the main three.
Like the Vex have dormant networks buried under every planet, waiting to be revived.
You can't tell me that's not worth it. And plus, another thing, Sony, people have said this for years. You are balling on a budget. And if nobody knows what that means, it means that they have, like, no money at all. Despite their sales with PlayStation, they are losing money. It's not like they're going bankrupt, but they're losing money because of their other departments. Their Sony TVs aren't selling well. Their Sony computers ain't selling well. In fact, they closed down their Vio branch. Their phones aren't doing shit. I mean, the only thing that's really keeping them afloat is their PlayStation and the games. I'm sure there's other departments, but that's basically what is keeping them relevant anymore. And despite what people might want to say, Sony does have a say in how other companies do things. If Sony really wanted to, they could drop a bunch of money right now and tell Square Enix, hey, make Final Fantasy VII. This will bring us money. Stop having your head up your ass. Pull it out. Get some fresh air and fucking do it. But no. They want to blackmail us into buying a different game
Shut them down.
that we may not even want. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get Final Fantasy 15 because it looks badass. And on it, you know, here, let me just say another thing. Ever since Final Fantasy 11 and 12, I have been severely disappointed with this company. I thought 13 was going to be like the saving grace for me. And well, 13 was a bust. I tried my hardest to get through that game, but after a certain point, it was just enough. They were trying too hard with Lightning. I feel that if they would have had her toned down a little bit, I guess you could say, or maybe even kept her the way that she was in the beginning of the game and not have her become more and more human, I guess you could say, because what we really need is a badass character right now. If they would have done one of those two things, maybe I could have stuck in with the game. But the fact that she went from like this cold warrior to like starting to become warm and fuzzy and shit, no. People don't want that. I mean, yeah, there is reason for character development. At some point, there needs to be a warm, fuzzy moment. But you were slowly trying to transition her into be more human-like. She was basically a killing machine. And wasn't it enough that she was trying to go find her sister? I'm sorry, I know I'm going completely off topic from my original point. It's just kind of rambling on, but I honestly have been losing faith with this company, with Square Enix. I honestly have, especially in their Final Fantasy department. They have a monster that can make them money. In fact, they basically, if they make the game, all they gotta do is press a button and it fucking prints money. And they refuse to use it because they're being stubborn jackasses because they want something else to make them money. Well, I'm sorry, but blackmailing your fan base is not going to make you money. If anything, if this is what it takes, I can see people buying the game and just waiting long enough for the sale to register and then returning it. Or even trading in a GameStop towards something else. I can honestly see them doing that. Because people want Final Fantasy VII that badly. Now, I'm sure a question is going to come up in people's minds. Am I getting the Final Fantasy VII PlayStation port? Or PlayStation 4 port? Reluctantly, I would have to say yes. Because, as I mentioned in a video a while ago, when I get around 250 subscribers, I was going to do a Final Fantasy VII playthrough as it was. But given that it's coming to PlayStation 4, I would like to have it on my channel, and plus this would be easier to record if it's off the PlayStation 4. Because I don't know what it is with my HD splitter, but the audio and the gameplay doesn't seem to like to match up, so if I just do it off the PlayStation 4 to where I won't need the splitter, then I'll be able to record it just fine. And that would be the only reason why I would get it for the PlayStation 4. Not because I'm like one of those fanboys to where they'll just get it at any time. It's pretty much a necessity for this channel. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the whole deal. They need to get their head out of their ass and realize that there is more to life than trying to do better than what you've done. Sometimes you just gotta admit that that was the best you could do and continue forward.
That should slow them down.
Just because a game from your past does better than what you're doing now does not mean that your career is
Let me
over.
check it out.
That your company is irrelevant. What makes your company irrelevant is when you give us crap games and you do shady bullshit like this. I know nobody at Square Enix is ever gonna, or Sony for that matter.
The Vex are returning home. Something is calling them back to the Black Garden.
Will probably ever see this, but if someone does or somebody knows someone, please have them listen to, you don't even have to have them listen to this video. You can have them listen to other people, like Alpha Omega Sin, for example, or even Review Tech USA or Stone Fox Media. Have them listen to their videos about this. You know what? Have them listen to the general outcry of the public about the shady bullshit that you're doing. You guys need to do like what Domino's does. Admit your mistakes and work on them. Instead of just being like, oh, well, none of this shit has happened. Just sweep it under the rug. It's bullshit. And you fuckers know it. I don't know anymore. Well, that's all I'm really going to say about that subject. Let's see. What would be another subject to talk about here? You are slightly better. Yeah, let's equip you. Since you're slightly better, you're better. Oh, shit. Did not mean to equip you. Now I have enough Hardonic Essences to do something, and let's see. Now let's rock out with a pulse rifle. It's a burst fire type weapon, but it won't hurt. But let's see, go into another subject that we could talk about here. Okay, here's one. This is also about a few days old, but the movie The Interview that was coming out starring James Franco and Seth Rogen. And it was talking about how, well, not talking about, but it was a movie about this talk show, and they were getting an interview with the current leader of North Korea.
Seems like the Cryptarchs are really curious about this region of Mars.
For years, the Cryptarchs have been waiting to break through the exclusion zone and find what's left in that buried city. They say Freehold birthed technological wonders. We cannot let the Cabal destroy it.
And while obviously people had problems with that movie because a group of hackers went and hacked the Sony Pictures division.
The Cabal could have leveled that entire city. If they haven't brought it down yet, they must have found something valuable. We should track them, see what they're after.
They hacked Sony Pictures, that division, and they threatened to release a whole bunch of information and stuff if they did not take down the interview or cancel it. And well, the hackers won because Sony caved in and gave in to their demands. And North Korea is loving it right now. In fact, some people have even gone so far as to say that the interview movie
All transmissions.
probably would have started World War III, which I think that is a complete exaggeration.
I've got
But
inside building 5.
But still, the fact that anybody would even say that is kind of alarming. But back to what I was saying. Die. Die, die, die. And I just let them, like, back to what I'm saying. I'm like, die, 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 die. Anyways. Back to what I was saying. This is bullshit. It really is. Since when do we cave in to internet terrorists or terrorists for any reason at all? Whether they be internet or, you know, like the bombing kind or any of that shit. This is America, damn it. When have we ever cared about censorship? I mean, obviously, there's some things you need to censor, but I'm talking about, like, just doing, like, comedy movies. I mean, we have movies to where we're making fun of our own goddamn country. And now, all of a sudden, we're making fun of some foreign country, which we have done in the past, and now it's a problem. And now we got a group of hackers who claim they're not from North Korea holding Sony hostage. And we cave in. And now because of it, a movie is not going to be shown. What's next? What, is there going to be a movie talking about, like, how stupid a president is and all of a sudden we can't show it? Well, if they showed a movie about Barack Obama and he's like some bumbling idiot. Hell, we even had a cartoon on Comedy Central about George Bush called Little Bush, showing how much of an idiot George Bush was. But because this is about North Korea, all of a sudden,
There's an active feed back.
we can't show it.
Let me listen.
Since when did freedom of speech take a back seat to terrorism? I don't know. It's complete bullshit. I know I'm probably not making a lot of sense when I'm talking right now, but I'm sure you get the gist what I'm meaning. This country was founded on certain freedoms, and they're being stripped away, and that pisses me off. You can't say anything to anybody. You can't even talk about other countries without the threat of World War or any of that other bullshit.
Looks like the Cabal have a recon team stationed at the top of the other skyscraper. They must have found something interesting. Let's check it out.
And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, you know, we should be able to just say any fucking thing that we want, because there's some things you just don't say. But still, just something as simple as a fucking movie. We can't even show it because it's making fun of a country. It's just stupid. It really, really is.
Clovis Bray, a center for scientific advancement, interplanetary defense, AI development, research on the Traveler. This place could be a gold mine.
And you know what? If you have any thoughts about what I just got done talking about, whether it be the Final Fantasy VII or the movie The Interview or anything like that, or just in general, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. Because I actually would like to know people's opinions. Let's see, I know I've got silent here. Let's see, what else can I talk about? There hasn't really been any other real gaming news, to be quite honest. Or at least none that I've heard of. Let's see here. Oh, here's one. This is actually, again, a couple weeks old. But Capcom is releasing Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, I'm sorry, Street Fighter V for the PlayStation 4 and the PC, leaving Xbox One out. And people are up in arms about this. And personally, I think Capcom has every right to do this. And I believe Major Nelson, who is the president of Xbox, or he's representative or something right now, he even agrees that they have every right to do this. It all deals with business. And even though Sony probably will never admit it, they probably threw some money at Capcom and said, hey, Xbox One has Killer Instinct. We want Street Fighter. Make it happen. And so they did. They had every right, in my opinion, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Sony fanboy. I have an Xbox One and a 360 as well. But they have every right to do this, and they actually made the right business decision. Because now, and what people aren't realizing is that now this will just make things better. Because now that Xbox has Killer Instinct exclusive to their console, and well, even though it's not 100% exclusive to PlayStation, they now have Street Fighter, which is going to force people to make a decision, you know, if they don't already have a PlayStation 4. If I really want to play this game, and I don't have a PC or I can't afford one, do I really want to get a PlayStation 4? And not only that, even if it wasn't just based off the fact that you would have to get a console, now there's a rivalry going on. Killer Instinct versus Street Fighter V, or just Street Fighter in general. And if anybody who has been around, you know, TV shows and stuff knows that if there's competition, it's just going to make the product better. Because now you're going to have each one trying to outdo the other and doing things bigger and better than the competition, and it's just going to be a plus for all gamers. It's going to be a plus for everyone in general, whether if you're a Killer Instinct fan or a Street Fighter V fan or just Street Fighter in general. It's just going to make things that much better because now people are going to get the quality content they've been begging for because now there is competition. I mean, yeah, it sucks for Xbox One owners that they're not getting Street Fighter V, but it also sucks for PlayStation that they're not getting Killer Instinct. But that's something you got to focus on, is the fact that now there's competition between the two consoles and the two games. And all it's going to do is make things more competitive. It's going to make things better because people are going to try and make their games better than the competition. This is a win-win. Or at least that's my take on it anyways. I don't know. Some people just need to calm the fuck down and just realize that some things happen for a reason. Before anybody brings it up, no, I'm not. I don't care what anybody says. Not releasing a Final Fantasy VII Remake right now on the PlayStation 4 is bullshit. Die, fucker. Come on, yoo-hoo! Hey, where the fuck you come from? Fucking fat boy. That's right, die, bitch. Alright, come on, pop out. No, you fuckers are in here. There you are. Alright, that bounty's complete. Bounty. Hello. Come on, fucker. Aw, I wanted a headshot. There we go. Headshot, bitch. You know, random thought. I wonder if Cabal is like a species of squid. Because look at that. You got a headshot and they're shooting black blood. Maybe it's purple. I don't know. But it looks like squid ink to me. Come on out. Dead, bitch. Anybody else want to feel my wee bark in their grapes? See if anybody knows what that reference is from. I'll give you a hint. Victory is mine.
This machine, it's still active. Let me analyze it.
Well, fucking analyze it. Hello? Pop up square. There it is.
This AI once connected to the war mind of Mars.
Alright guys, I think I'm actually going to end this episode right here, but after I get this edited and recorded and stuff, I will be uploading.
Controlling it. I can't get in, and neither could the Cabal. He's everywhere now.
But I will, after I get this all uploaded and edited, I will be recording the final episode of, like, the main game where we take on the Heart of the Black Garden. And I don't know if I'll have that up later today or if I'll have that up tomorrow. So just watch out for that. We will have a final episode. And after that, we will start working on the expansion storyline, The Dark Below. And it might take me a few days to get that up because I'm going to try and get to at least level 24 because I think you need to be level 22 if I remember correctly in order to really start the first one, because I think it says level 22, yeah. So being 24 will be, like a good medium between the two. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did like it, please leave a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.